Do you want to make your own cracking fidget chocolate? Let's do it.
Don't wait for tomorrow. Live for today. Keep chasing the sunshine and go out and play.
What's up, everybody? I hope that you are having an awesome day today. I am going to be doing a tutorial once again on how to make a fidget toy. It is one of my personal favorite types of fidget toy. It is a cracking chocolate. It looks like a chocolate bar, but listen. Oh, it's so good. I love these things. The weird thing is, these never got really popular here. Several years back, these were super popular in Japan. You could find like these little chocolate bars, cookies, look like Kit Kats and stuff like that. And you could get them in the gacha machine, like the capsule toy machine. I even made one on my show, for my show, like 4 years ago, but I didn't do a tutorial. I just made it. I have kind of perfected my technique, and they are so cool. I wanted to show you how to make your own cracking chocolate two ways. I have this super cool chocolate bar. That is a good crack. And I also have the cosmic brownie. I'll show you the truth of the cosmic brownie. Here is the brownie. It's more like a snapping chocolate. I love it, but I was gonna make it like a little chocolate bar. Here's my first attempt. That's gross. Here was my second idea. I thought if I put the paint on in little squares and then painted around it, maybe it would do what I wanted. It did not. And then I decided to cut it like with the scissors, and no matter what I did, it just didn't look quite right. But this one, Little Squish, is like, Mom, it looks like a brownie. And I'm like, yeah, it does. let's make a brownie. So I got out some of my sprinkles, and we made a cosmic brownie. So I'm going to show you today how to make the snapping, cracking chocolate bar and how to make the cosmic brownie snapping toy. Oh, these are some of my favorite fidget toys ever. These are so good. To start off with, you are gonna need this chocolate bar silicone mold. It is made out of silicone, which is really important. I think I just got this one off of Amazon. It was pretty easy to find. And your trusty glue gun. I always use an old yucky glue gun for my colored glue sticks because we're gonna be using these chocolate brown glue sticks. I also got these off of Amazon. Parents, remember, no kids should be using glue guns by themselves. They are incredibly dangerous. Okay, you want to start off by filling in the squares of the chocolate bar completely. If you don't take your time here, I am speeding up the video, but if you don't take your time here, you're going to end up with air bubbles, and nobody wants air bubbles. So take your time, fill in each little square first, and make sure you try to get all the little parts and pieces so there's no air bubbles. Then we're going to go along the ridges. Again, taking our time, going along each ridge individually so there's no bubbles and little parts that don't get filled in. Then we're going to go all the way around the edges with the hot glue, and make sure you get it all even in there. Next, we want to make sure we fill the mold all the way up to the edge, all the way around all four sides. We're going to fill it up to the top, but not over, not spilling over, but just all the way up to the edge, all around all four sides. You don't want it to be too thin here because it's going to be holding everything in. So you want to get a good thick layer all the way up to the edge of the hot glue. Okay, after it has cooled completely, we are gonna unmold it. This is like my favorite part. I love unmolding things from silicone molds. So you wanna make sure you've let it sit and cool and then take it out of the mold. And we're gonna have a perfect little chocolate bar, or we should. There was you can see some little air bubbles, so you really gotta take your time. If you have some parts that aren't quite even, you can use your scissors to trim those up. It's just hot glue. It's super easy to trim up if you have any parts that kind of weren't very even. You are going to take a piece of parchment paper and trace all the way around your chocolate bar, and we are going to use our hot glue gun to go right on the inside. You don't want to put your hot glue on the edges, you want to go right on the inside edges because we want this bottom of the chocolate bar, that's what we're making, the bottom of the chocolate bar, we want it to fit right on the inside. If it goes right up to the edges, it'll be way too big and it's going to look weird. So just go right along the inside edge of your tracing line and then fill in the entire thing with hot glue. I am going to take another moment. Parents, please do not let your kids do this by themselves. Hot glue is so incredibly dangerous. It can burn so bad. You want to let this cool completely and then it should just peel right off your parchment paper, no problem. Here's where I went off the rails and got ridiculous. You need a thin piece of foam. I did not have a thin piece of foam. I had this piece of like egg crate foam. So I just traced around my bottom piece because you want it to be the same size as your bottom piece. And then I very carefully am going to cut this out. That's kind of ridiculous. Obviously, if you have a thin piece of foam, then use it. You know, like the thin kind of foam that you would wrap things in when you pack them. That would work out perfectly. I am making a thin piece of foam with what I had. Sometimes when you craft, you gotta use what you had. So that's what I did here. This is not the most efficient manner of doing this. So you can see I've already done it a time or two, but that's what I had. So you use what you got. If you have thin foam, that's going to work much better. But anyway, we need a thin piece of foam here to fit the bottom of the piece of chocolate. So once you have it, you want it to be even. If you had to do like me, make sure you trim it up so that it's even all over. You don't want thick pieces and thin pieces. That's not going to work out for us. So just make sure you kind of cut it up. And then we are going to measure inside our chocolate bar. This one's a little big, so I need to trim it up a bit more. And then it should fit in there pretty perfectly. It needs to go right inside. No part sticking out. That looks good. Now, here comes the cool part. I have a tape measure from the dollar store. This just cost $1, and this is what makes the snappin' chocolate snap. You want to measure the foam. You're not measuring the chocolate bar, but the foam, and it should go inside. And did you guys know that these things will cut with just scissors? They do. You'll need 2 pieces, and please be careful once you cut these because the edges, again, are sharp. So parents, this is still not a craft that your kids can do by themselves. Put a piece of tape on the edge, otherwise that roll up thing's just gonna roll right back up in there. Now you're gonna wanna glue just the very edges. 2 little dots of hot glue, hold it there till it sets, because if you glue this whole thing down, this thing will not snap like you want it to. So just a little dot of glue and a little dot of glue right on the ends, hold them there until they set, one right beside the other, and then you are gonna put it inside your chocolate bar. Okay, just like that. Make sure it snaps. Perfect. Okay, here is the part where you're gonna be careful and not burn yourself, right? We are going to hold the bottom in place and start gluing all along the edges. Take it a little at a time. I do just the ends first, and then I let them harden while I hold it. If you don't, it's just gonna string out like some pizza cheese, and that is not what we're looking for. So I turn it around and I do the other end as well, and I'm gonna let that harden, and then I just go all the way around the edge with the hot glue and make sure that the whole entire bottom is covered. Well, not the whole bottom. The whole entire bottom edge is covered. You know what I mean. And that way, we're just going to hold the bottom until it hardens and everything is set. Now, if you don't like these rough edges, you can take a piece of parchment paper and a cool iron, and you can just iron the bottom and all 4 sides until it is smooth and you get all those rough edges if you don't like that. And you can still take your scissors. Remember, it is just hot glue, and you can scissor it up and you can fix it if it's bothering you that the edges are kind of like that. And there we go. We made a cracking chocolate. Let's see how it works. I think it's turned out pretty good. I'm getting better and better. So let's make the cosmic brownie. Okay, to make our cosmic brownie here, this is a snapping chocolate. To make this craft, you're gonna need these beauty sponges. You can get these fairly cheaply with a bunch to a pack, and you'll need 2. And then you're gonna need these hair clips, these snapping hair clips. You can get these almost anywhere, the dollar store, anywhere. And here is the cool thing. I am going to be using these SureBonder fabric sticks, glue sticks. I know you've heard, don't use hot glue on squishies, Dr. Squish. Well, this is a fabric glue for fabric, but it goes in the hot glue gun. That means it's going to dry soft, not these big hard patches, and it would even be washable if you needed it. So I will be using it. You are going to mark out where the barrette or the hair clip is going to go, so you can put a little dot of glue on one side and a little dot of glue on the other. Again, you're not going to be gluing these all the way down. It won't work if you do that. So we are going to go all along the edge with the fabric hot glue. I'm just going to do a little one edge at a time. Try and line it up, Dr. Squish. Come on, you can do this. Then I'm going to go around all 3 other edges, just one at a time, trying to make sure I get it good and lined up properly. Just like this. I actually love these fabric glue, hot glue sticks. They work so well for these kind of crafts. Perfect. And I'm going to hold it and let it set. After it sets, I'm going to use this 3D fabric paint in this chocolate color, and I'm going to paint all 6 sides, top, bottom, left, right, front, back, everywhere. We're getting this chocolate brownie colored paint all over the whole thing. I'm doing it on some parchment paper so it won't stick. Otherwise, you could be pulling off parts of your sponge when you try to get it up. Then I'm going to use the hot glue. No, I'm not. I'm going to use the fabric paint. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to go all the way around, just like some icing or frosting on a brownie. I'm kind of doing it drippy on the sides. You can do it however you want. I think that even some cute pink or white fabric paint would be really awesome here. I just want it to look like frosting, like a frosted brownie. It's so yummy looking. Then I'm going to take these craft sprinkles and I'm going to be sprinkling them all over. You can just kind of do this however you think looks the best. And there we go. We have us a cosmic brownie. Okay, it's been 24 hours and I let this dry. The bottle itself says you can touch it within 4 hours, but this stuff was so thick, I don't trust it. So here's my first look at the one that I made. Here's the one that I made in preparation for the video. This is the one I made in the video. It looks pretty good. Looks like a cosmic brownie. Let's snap it and see how it works. Yes! I mean, it's perfect. Who wants to take a bite of this? I mean, it looks like such a perfect little chocolate cake. Oh my gosh, between my chocolate bar and my brownie, we got some awesome chocolate fidgets. Time for a little ASMR. Alright guys, I hope that you had so much fun watching me make these cracking chocolates. Yes, it's so good. I love these things. I really do hope you try it. I really hope you like it. Leave me a comment and tell me which one of these, the regular chocolate or the cosmic brownie, is your favorite. Is it the super cracky one or the super snappy one? I don't know. I like them both. Depends on my mood. They're both awesome, and I hope that you guys try them. If you do try them, please tag me on Instagram or on TikTok and show me what you made. Parents, make sure you are always watching anybody who's using a hot glue gun. That thing is dangerous. It is not to be used by kids. Just FYI. Hope you guys have fun, and let me know what kind of fidget toy you want me to try and make next. I cannot wait. I'm having so much fun. I will see you guys on my next show. Bye-bye, everybody.